Shalom friends, my name is Eliyahu Shear, and together with my wife Shoshana, we run an organization called Chesed Ve'emet. Our organization is associated with teaching Torah, both in person and to people all around the world using internet and webcam. In addition to our teaching, we also run a number of very special mitzvah projects. One of our most well-known, and the one that we by far favor the most, is a project called the Bayit Chadash wedding project. It's all about assisting orphans to marry. The mitzvah of Haknasas Kala, of helping a bride who cannot marry because she lacks the funds, is certainly a very special mitzvah. Assisting an orphan who doesn't have the means to assist themselves is in itself a special mitzvah. When one combines these two, assisting an orphan who cannot marry, one is certainly achieving the highest of these very special mitzvahs. Today, we're very fortunate to have with us Rabbi Avraham Sutton, who has come to tell us a little bit about the special mitzvah of assisting orphans and of the special mitzvah of Haknasas Kala, and in particularly how this all applies to our own work in assisting these very special people. Rabbi, thank you so much for coming through and being here to answer some of our questions. Can you tell us a little bit about this special mitzvah, who the orphan is, what it means to marry, and how important it is for us to assist somebody in such a situation like that, to marry and build a home for themselves?
First of all, Eliyahu, thank you so much for having me here, for asking me to speak. I feel humbled. I know you, and I know your holy wife. I know the two of you. And the work that you do, that both of you do and have you done over the years is awesome work. Your intentions are pure. The way you go about it is pure. And I'm awed by the obstacles you've had to overcome. And I bless you in every way from the depths of my heart that you should continue to be able to help people. And this is what you're all about. Especially this mitzvah, this incredible mitzvah, this incredible privilege of helping people who don't have. The idea of an orphan, the idea of somebody who, whether it's a young girl or a young boy, who don't have parents, just a young child who does have parents, and the parents leave for a short while, and then the parent comes back, the joy of the child should tell us. And then we can multiply it 1,000,000 times more of a child who doesn't have that, and that somebody now will help that child, help that young adult to make a world for themselves, to build a house for themselves. There's no comparison. It's 1,000,000 times more. The pain that we have to feel when we identify with somebody who is in need, it's what the Torah wants us to do. Patoach tiftach et yadecha. The Torah says a number of times in a number of places, a double language. When it's going to be harder for you, the Torah says, yeah, even though it's harder, try, because this is important. You have to open your hand when you help somebody who's in need. That's what the world was created for. You become godly when you help somebody else. So, and again, in order to really get it, to feel the pain, the loneliness, the absolute isolation of somebody who doesn't have, and that we can help them. I know anybody who has any heart, right, will immediately want to help. And that's what you're bringing us the opportunity to do. There's a story about a poor man who stood at the house of a wealthy gentleman and stood outside, and the wealthy gentleman said, "Come in, please, it's warm in here." No, please come out. Please stand with me out here. To the best of my ability, my memory of the story is, please come out. Okay, so the wealthy man puts on his coat and he stands out and he's freezing with the poor man. And in the end he says, well, okay, I'll give you something, but why did you have me come out here? I said, I wanted you to know what it was like. And he really got it. Oh, I understand much more now how you feel. And when I do, when I can identify with your feelings, I know how much more I want to help you. And that's what we need to do to ourselves, to arouse ourselves out of our lethargy. There are so many people at need. Maybe it's overwhelming and we don't know. So here's an organization that's helping, that's specifying exactly what you can do and helping and bring all kinds of people together to make somebody happy, to build somebody's home. So I can't bless you enough. It just reminds me of one more verse. Yatom ve'almana ye'oded. Hashem is the one who supports and gives his moral support and his material support to the almana, to the widow, right? And to the orphan. Why? Again, because nobody else is there, right? But we have to play that part. Hashem is giving this opportunity to play that part, to be him, so to speak, to be the divine parent when there's no physical parent. So there's no way to really do justice to what this mitzvah is. There are a lot of mitzvah to do. There are a lot of things that need to be done. And we have to arouse ourselves sometimes a little bit more with some than with others. This one in particular, just open your heart. Open your heart to be able to see what an incredible joy it is for a young man or a young woman who doesn't have parents to be able to get married, to start their lives with the basic minimum to make them happy. Like you're friends for life. You've made friends for life. Maybe you want to stay in the background and not tell them who you are, but somehow you'll see that you have done something very great.
Rabbi, thank you so much for those beautiful and warm, sincere words. I think the Torah says that words from the heart into the heart. When one says something from one's own heart, the other is really able to appreciate and value the feelings that the other is sharing. I have a question. Our organization is associated with giving orphans brand new things. Wherever we can, if we can build their home up in some way with something that they don't yet have in their home, we want to take part and bless them with it. Indeed, there are some people who really believe in this cause. Some people have given us some most beautiful gifts which we've handed over to the Chatan and Kala. And yet, there have been others as well who have felt that the orphan is well into their position because God has put them there for a reason. And therefore, if the orphan is struggling, it is up to God to take care of the orphan's needs. Perhaps if the orphan has nothing, they deserve only second hand. Perhaps they don't deserve anything at all. They need to get by and do with whatever they can and have. But we don't believe that. We believe it's up to us to provide the orphans, to provide the newly married couple with items in their home that will help them and assist them to build a true Bayis Ne'eman b'Yisrael. What do you feel is this mitzvah really all about? Should we concentrate on giving the best of everything? Is it up to us to do that for the orphan? Or should we turn around and simply just say, it's all for Hashem to take care of?
My dear Eliyahu, my beloved friend, I'm crying when I hear that question. How could anybody think otherwise? A stove, a refrigerator, a bed, the two beds that a couple needs, that a Chatan and Kala need, the room to live in, the space to be able to build their life. These are so important. To think that a person, let alone a Jew, could think that we leave it up to God. It's almost like India. We don't touch people who don't have what they don't have because maybe that's what they have to have. Like, no, we have to come in. Judaism is an action teaching, an action, a wisdom that teaches us that we have to be like Hashem, and that is manifested in what we do. We define Hashem as what He does. He defines us by what we do. How we interact with each other, what our social fabric is. The Torah is built on creating a society where Hashem can live among us. In order to do that, we have to be the ones who give to each other. So the question is absolutely, yes, we must help. We must do everything we can. The fulfillment of a human being in his life is by doing such things. That's again what's called being godly. And if you think you're not worthy in being godly, but don't make a philosophy out of being ungodly, for sure. The idea is to help others. The integrity with which you're working, that you and your wife have set up this organization, I commend you on it. I praise you for it. I bless you in it. And I hope that people will recognize and give to this incredibly worthy cause. And the criticism of those who think that they know better, may they understand that the only way to exonerate is to give. The only way to live in a godly way is to give to each other. I can't tell you how profoundly affected I am just to be able to know what you're doing. And I myself want to help even more. So thank you so much. Bless you. And may many, many homes be built through the chesed that you're doing, through arousing people, exciting people, making them aware, right? And keep doing it. It's great.
Rabbi Sutton, thank you so much again for those very warm, sincere words. It really means a lot to us to have had you here and taken up of your time to spend discussing the activities that we are involved in. Thank you so much for coming. To all those watching, thank you so much for taking part and taking an interest in what Chesed ve'emet is doing. We really want to help orphans and those, especially, of course, who are marrying. We believe that they should have everything of the best to start their new homes and be an integral part of the Jewish people, being blessed with children, grandchildren, and ultimately teaching the Torah to generation after generation. Thank you so much.